Hey gang, it's the Reluctant Chef. Today we're gonna make some beef stew in our multi-cooker. It's super easy to do and it's really fast, especially when you're using a pressure cooker. Ours does pressure cooking, slow cooking, sous vide cooking. You can make yogurt, all kinds of things that you can do with it. I wanted to remind you, if you don't save your carrot peels, wash your carrots before you peel them and then save the carrot peels to make a broth with. You can save the outside skins of your onion. I recommend that you just take the first layer off. But those can all be boiled down when you're making a broth, whether it's a chicken broth, beef broth, or just a veggie broth. Same with the ends of your celery, your broccoli, any vegetable really. I like doing that because it adds lots of nutrients and lots of flavor to the broth so that it's not bland, and then you can just go ahead and add either a grain like barley or your fresh vegetables, or maybe you're adding chicken or something to it as well. I like pressure cooking because instead of putting this on slow cook for 8 to 10 hours, I can actually have beef stew done in 45 minutes. So sometimes I'm cooking for myself and sometimes I'm cooking for somebody who needs a meal. So we do have a couple of people right now at our church that could use a meal after surgery. So sometimes I double it and we eat some as a family and then we package some up. So that's kind of what I've been doing for the last day or so. So I'm using the veggie peeler. By the way, for those of you who don't know, you can actually peel, if you're left-handed, you can peel in both directions with this veggie peeler. I love it. It's really easy. I'll show you with this carrot. You should do it sideways so it doesn't go on the floor. So I usually do that when I'm doing it right into the sink so it's fast and easy, but sometimes they spray on the floor when I do it on video. But fastest way to get your carrots peeled for sure. Now, you can peel your potatoes if you want for your beef stew. I tend to leave my potato skins on when I do potato salad and when I do mashed potatoes. If I use red potatoes, sometimes I even leave them on with golden yellows. Right now we're going to be using russets, so we are going to be peeling the russets because their skin is a little bit harder. But the skins of potatoes have a lot of nutrients in them. So if you can, depending upon what you're making with it, you might consider just saving that. So I'm just going to go ahead. I washed them already because I was deciding whether or not I was going to do it with or without the skin. So I am going to go ahead and peel it. The next thing I want to show you guys is I'm going to be using the Santoku knife to quarter up my potatoes, but we have a veggie wedger, which is a tool that gets used quite a bit during basketball season or sports season with the kids. And the reason that is you can stick an orange in it and you can slice it into wedges so that just stick it in a gallon-sized Ziploc bag. You can do a whole bag of oranges and then the kids can just grab that and like bite into it without you worrying about them, you know, choking as they're getting that and getting back on the court or on the field, depending upon what sport they're playing. So it'll also but it'll make 6 wedges of a potato or of a, let me see if I have mine up here. I might have moved it downstairs. I did. But it's like an apple wedger. You just push down on it. Super easy. The last thing I want to show you guys as well, and I'll finish peeling my my carrots and my potatoes in a second, but I want to show you with onions the quickest way to cut an onion. So you cut an onion in half so that the root and the tip are still intact. And the reason you do that, and let me just take some of that first layer of skin off, is because it makes it much easier to keep the onion together when you are trying to slice it or dice it. You know how when you get to the end it starts to fall apart. So I'll show you what you're going to do. Here, let me just take the skins off. Perfect. All you're going to do is you're going to take your knife. I made my cutting board a little bit taller. And you're going to cut the top part off. I'm going to put that in my soup broth. Now remember, pinch your blade on the side. Don't hold it back here because you're going to have more control this way. And then you just cut into, when you're dicing, you just cut into your onion this way, and then when you're done, let me just go all the way across. So this is a really big onion. So I'm dicing this. Usually I just quarter it for a beef stew, but I'm gonna dice it up a little bit. And then you just turn it sideways. So now see, it's all intact, and when you turn it sideways, you get your little diced pieces. It's perfect, super easy. So I am one of those that, as you know, I am the reluctant chef. So prep ahead is key. I take my bag of beef stew, which I had bought in bulk, and I floured, salted, and peppered that in bulk. And I went ahead and froze that. So I have a couple of these in my freezer. We took it out last night. We put it in for the refrigerator to thaw. And all we're going to do is we're going to take the insides out of the pressure cooker, and I'm going to turn it to sear. And then I'm going to push the on button, and it's going to heat up just like a burner on your stove. Now you can use olive oil, you can use coconut oil, depends on what you want, grapeseed. Just put a little oil in the pan, get that nice and hot. And once that's going, you're going to take your beef stew and you're going to brown it, because we really want the fond in the bottom that makes that really nice gravy of a beef stew. And that comes from the flour and the searing, the flavors of it. So I'm just going to use my tongs. I'm going to be doing that for a little bit. And then when I'm done, I'm going to grab my tongs. Oh, my big tongs must be in the dishwasher. Oh no, they're there. So I have a couple different types. Let me show you what Pampered Chef has. So you have your, I call these my my skinny tongs. They're perfect for scallop potatoes or anything that's gentle, that you need to just kind of get in short and just pinch. We've got the new long ones that have the spaghetti grips on them, so you can do a salad or spaghetti, and when you push down, the tongs open up, and then when you push them this way, the little ball drops down. And then we have our smaller ones. So I'll use the tall ones because they'll fit better into the pressure cooker. And so I'll just do a little couple of pieces at a time once I get that going. Then the secret ingredient, I think, is Worcestershire sauce. You guys got to put a couple of shakes, about 2 tablespoons in there. If you have fresh thyme, stick fresh thyme in. If you grew thyme this summer and you have it in a bottle, just sprinkle a little bit of that in. So onions, carrots, potatoes. You can put other harder vegetables in there, maybe green beans, etc. And then a little squeeze of lemon juice. That will help break down the acidity of the whole dish as we're going, and it gives it a little bit of zip. So that's all you have to do. Then you turn it to beef, you press the button, and then you press go. 45 minutes, we're gonna have dinner. So thanks for watching The Reluctant Chef. If I can help you with recipes or how to use some of your products that you already have in more ways, if you're only using your mini muffin pan for mini muffins, do you need to talk with me? I've got a whole recipe booklet of great ideas, and game day is coming up. So let me know. I've got lots of fun game day recipes that you'll be seeing. Have a great day. Welcome to The Reluctant Chef.